Now at 9, Missouri Southern announces a major donation made to its Lions Forward campaign. Plus, the Better Business Bureau warns students about scams surrounding scholarships. And
more and more high school grads are opting out of college. I'm Jackie Ibanez with a look at why so many young people are questioning the future of higher education. All that straight ahead.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. The Southeast Kansas woman pleads no contest in the 2018 shooting death of Cheryl Mann. Court documents show Julie Fagerstrom lived with the victim, Richard Schultes, when the shooting happened in November 26, 2018. Prosecutors initially charged her with second-degree murder. The plea deal reduces that charge to voluntary manslaughter. By pleading no contest, Fagerstrom accepts the conviction but doesn't admit guilt. Sentencing is set for May. And now to weather. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hitty joins us with the first look.
Well, it turned out to be kind of another gloomy day for us today. A lot of clouds across the region. Got a little bit of sunshine late in the day, but temperatures really didn't warm up much. 47 should be topping out near 60 for this time of the year. And we have clouds kind of streaming back in, so partly cloudy skies. These are really going to thicken up tonight because here's our next storm system, which is going to start to affect us. Not widespread rain, but at least scattered showers as we go into tomorrow. All right, upper 30s northern counties, lower 40s southern counties. We're near our overnight low. The winds are switching around now to the south, so we'll actually rise a bit as we head toward dawn, but also scattered showers will start to pick up as we go into the morning hours, even a few thunderstorms late. A lot of clouds on Sunday, hard freeze early next week, so we're going to break down everything that's going to happen, all coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Missouri Southern State University receives a 7-figure donation that'll help fund a new building on campus. KOAM's Carrie Worthen was at MSSU for the announcement.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Missouri Southern State University.
Dr. Bob and Dot Wilcoxon are honorary co-chairs of the Line Forward campaign. They presented a $1 million donation. Among other things, it'll go towards the construction of a Health and Science Innovation Center on campus for hands-on learning. The new facility will include a simulation hospital, an expanded cadaver lab, as well as other labs specific to different areas of study.
We are elevating. That's exactly what we're doing, and we're so excited to be able to offer such an amazing space and training and all of that for our future students. And I think that we are going to be able to be competitive within the 4-state region and beyond.
The university says the campaign is designed to help enhance the students' experience, fostering academic excellence. Part of the Wilcoxon gift will be supporting undergraduate research, hands-on projects of those students working with the facility.
These are just great opportunities for our students to learn, to understand research, and prepare themselves for medical school or professional school.
Be able to take what they're learning in the classroom to be hands-on and having that experience so that when they do eventually go to medical school, they have a leg up on some other students.
The donation moves the university one step closer to building a future facility and the building of future careers. In Joplin, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
If Missouri Southern can raise $15 million through private donations, the university will receive a matching grant from the state. The estimated cost of the new building is $30 million. Once construction begins, it's expected to take 3 years to complete. Carthage Junior High School was named the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow state winner. The school is one of 50 state winners in the competition. Solve for Tomorrow is a national competition that challenges the country's public school students in grades 6 through 12. Students are asked to explore how the role of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics can play in solving some of the biggest issues in their local communities. The school received a $12,000 prize package.
Initiative to put stuff together, and it is just inspiring to me. I always want in my classroom, I never want it to be something they have to learn or read. I want it to be science to be something that they do.
The 50 schools chosen will be whittled down to 10 national finalists who will pitch their projects in May. This is Women's History Month. Historic Murfreesburg Preservation, Inc. has celebrated the month in the past by honoring the life and work of women connected to the historic Murfreesburg district. This year, they're changing it up. They went outside of the district to honor women in the Wilson Hutton neighborhood. This month's honorees are Dora Neeland and Mary Kurt Kelly.
You don't have to, invent penicillin. You can do simple things like a chili seasoning that ends up being sold internationally. It's just, there's stories there, and so why should we talk about the men who own the mines? The women have stories too.
Dora Neeland is celebrated for her connection to the beginning of Williams' chili season. Mary Kelly was instrumental in starting the United Nations Day in Joplin around 1961. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is raising eyebrows with a visit to the first in the nation caucus state. Another indication he's flirting with the 2024 bid as former President Trump's approval erodes there. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
Iowa has a spotty history of picking presidents. Among Republicans, the last caucus winner to become president was George W. Bush. But that's not stopping presidential hopefuls from flocking there. On Friday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis joined the list.
I bring greetings from the free state of Florida.
In what looked like a stump speech, DeSantis championed culture wars and attacked President Biden and Dr. Anthony Fauci.
We refused to let our state descend into some type of Faucian dystopia.
His visit comes after a new PAC called Never Back Down announced its formation, urging DeSantis to run. A former Trump official launched it.
America's future is Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis has reportedly indicated he is running. Polls suggest he is neck and neck with former President Donald Trump. The two will nearly cross paths, with the former president headed to the Hawkeye State Monday. Trump wrote on Truth Social, "Why on earth would the wonderful people of the great state of Iowa vote for Ron DeSanctimonious?" But a new Des Moines Register poll shows Trump's support eroding among Iowa Republicans. That's amid a report he could face criminal charges.
It will come down to Ron DeSantis' policies being exactly the same as Donald Trump's, and then people sitting back and saying, who is more electable? We got 300 days to find out.
On the Democrat side, President Biden still has not officially announced whether he's running, but many view the budget proposal that he released Thursday as a blueprint for his re-election bid. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Coming up, we'll take a look at an FDA-approved nasal spray that treats migraines in adults. Imagine being able to get your meds in the same way you get soda or candy, through a vending machine. Well, that soon can be a reality, at least for people living in Colorado, if a new proposed bill passes. Fox's Samantha Spitz has more.
A machine just like this could soon be in pharmacies and health clinics across Colorado.
And these automated dispensing machines would allow for interaction with a remote pharmacist.
Right, I can see your prescription here right in front of me now.
And you would be able to submit your prescription and get your prescription filled right at that vending machine.
Representative Daphne Michelson-Janae is the leading force behind House Bill 1195, authorizing a prescription drug outlet to operate a dispensing system to distribute prescription medications.
And not being able to access your pharmacy during business hours because you might be at work during business hours is a real problem that everyday Americans and everyday Coloradans face.
For Roland Halpern, this meant waiting the entire weekend before he could refill a prescription prescribed on Friday.
Now, this wasn't a life-threatening situation for me, but I can imagine for somebody else where they really needed that medication and it would have caused serious problems if they weren't able to get it. What would they do?
This is an opportunity to help get pharmacists out to rural Colorado in ways that we haven't ever been able to before through automated dispensing machines.
For many, just like Roland, this could be a game changer.
In my particular case, it would have meant that I could have gotten my prescription on Friday as it was prescribed.
Relief is in sight for migraine sufferers after the FDA approved a new nasal spray. The agency gave the green light Friday to Pfizer's drug Zasfrit for the treatment of acute migraine with adults. Aura offers to any neurological disturbance that appears just before and during the start of migraines. Doug is back with a complete look at the forecast and later. It's the first round of the Division II Women's Basketball National Tournament. We'll have highlights from Pitt State's and Missouri Southern's first games.
Well, it turned out to be a gloomy Friday for us today. A lot of clouds, a little bit of sunshine late in the day, but now the clouds are thickening back up. And that's what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, so we're close to our overnight low. We're not going to drop off too much more for the rest of the night. We're sitting upper 30s to lower 40s. The winds are out of the east, but starting to crank out of the south, and that's actually going to rise our temperatures a bit as we go through the overnight hours. So you can see we're into the mid 40s by morning, but we are going to see some scattered showers which are going to pop up. Nothing out there right now except clouds continuing to thicken up, and these will really thicken up after midnight for us tonight. Here's our storm system moving into the western parts of the Rockies, all the way down through southern parts of California. So it's that system that is going to head toward us as we go into tomorrow morning. So early in the morning, we start getting some light showers. This is 7 a.m. on the Kansas side, and then they kind of increase once they move into southwestern parts of Missouri. So our far western counties, you're not going to see much of anything. A few little random thunderstorms embedded in. This is mid-morning. Most of these are gone by the noon hour. Most of the afternoon is just mostly cloudy, random little sprinkler or two. Then here comes another band of showers. Even a few thunderstorms, I don't think these are going to be too strong or severe, will zip on by. And most of this will be out of here by 9 or 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Not widespread rain. I think it will affect 50 to 60% of us. That's why I'm going for a 60% chance. And then by Sunday morning, a little bit cooler, mid-30s. We do get some sunshine late in the day, but temperatures still kind of struggle. Highs only right around 50. And then check this out. By Monday morning, hard freeze. We drop all the way down into the mid-20s for overnight lows. So here's our rain chances. They spike up in the morning, drop by noon, spike up late in the afternoon, and then drop off as we go through the evening hours. Rainfall amounts, not that heavy. Most of us, well, especially our western counties, maybe 1/10 of an inch. A little bit heavier on the Missouri side, but still, I mean, not heavy amounts of rain, maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. You can see our temperatures stay pretty consistent, upper 40s, lower 50s as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. Sunday, we do get a little bit of sun. Of course, scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, breezy both days, chilly highs, because we should be topping out near 60 for this time of the year. And then you don't want to forget about this. Tomorrow night, we spring forward 1 hour. So the new sunrise is at 7:30, which is pretty late. Doesn't bother me one bit because I'm always asleep. New sunset, I like this, is going to be at 7:22. So Sunday evening, it won't even be pitch dark until after 8 o'clock. Which is going to be nice. Uh-oh. See, I was working on our severe weather show tonight, and I put those graphics in. All right, 53 tomorrow, 52 on Sunday, 47 on Monday, maybe a random shower Tuesday, another big system late next week.
Yeah, I'm with you on when the sun rises. I'm still asleep. So
yeah, it doesn't bother me.
It's no big. All right, thank you, Doug. Coming up, we'll take a look at why high school graduates are deciding to go straight to work rather than go to college. For many people, going to college after high school is a no-brainer. But with the high cost of higher education so sky high, and after finishing the last years of high school during a worldwide pandemic, data is showing how many young people are starting to pursue careers that don't require a college degree. Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez takes a closer look.
The future of higher education could be a rocky one. The National Student Clearinghouse finds college enrollment across the country declined by 6% from 2019 to 2022. It's the steepest drop on record since 2018, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
I was like, yeah, this isn't it for me.
Hundreds of thousands of young adults who finished high school during the course of the pandemic are opting out of college, citing obscenely high costs and not wanting to get into crippling debt.
I was seeing so many people go to college and dropping out, not making it, and they were getting degrees that they weren't even using.
Instead, many are forging their own paths.
As the economy is booming and there are jobs available, the students do tend to go into the workplace, especially post-pandemic. What we're seeing is that students can't seem to resist sign-on bonuses and wages that far exceed any that they've seen before.
And while some may eventually pursue college in the future, people like Grace and Hart are currently landing jobs doing what they love. Hart is directing theater at a local program in Jackson, Tennessee, a year after graduating high school.
A college degree hasn't pushed me any farther, and it's not holding me back from any of it. So why do I want to put in all the money to get a piece of paper that really isn't going to help in what I'm doing right now?
Meanwhile, researchers at the Education Data Initiative report the average student racks up more than $30,000 in debt while trying to earn a bachelor's degree. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
Up next, a woman in Arizona is greeted by an animal after a long day of work, only not by her pet. A person in Arizona returned from work to find a wild animal in their dog's bed. They snapped a couple of photos of a bobcat lounging in the comfy bed before it ran away. It's believed to be the bobcat and how it got into their doggy door. The dog, whose name is Squeakers, was attacked by the bobcat. In a GoFundMe page, the owner says Squeakers was seriously injured and needs surgery. Poor Squeakers. I mean, you guys know the story now, so go out and donate to the GoFundMe. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, what students need to know about scams surrounding scholarship applications. Plus, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly continues to push a fully funded special education across the state. Some students may currently be looking for scholarships to help continue their studies. Those opportunities are also an opportunity for scammers. KOAM Jean Hadala learned more about this scam.
While applying for scholarships, Pamela Hernandez of the Better Business Bureau reminds students to look for red flags, such as application or processing fees.
Students being told in an unsolicited email that they've won a grant or a scholarship that they've never applied for, or they're offered a grant or scholarship that is quote unquote guaranteed.
Hernandez says the best place to look and get assistance with scholarships is at school. Becca Diskin at Missouri Southern State University's Financial Aid Office says if something seems too good to be true, it probably isn't.
Most of the time we can pretty much tell because those agencies are soliciting us too. We're getting emails from them saying, hey, post this scholarship for us, and we look into it and it's not really a scholarship company at all.
The Financial Aid Office at MSSU doesn't only assist with scholarships from the school, but they also have an outside scholarship resource page.
We have a whole host of scholarships from the outside community where we know students have been successful bringing scholarship funds to Southern.
Hernandez recommends students applying online to always verify the organization independently.
Not only just scholarship scams, but student loan forgiveness scams, because there's a lot of confusion around what's going right now with student loans. So that's just something additional we're starting to see.
In Joplin, Janna Hautala, KOAM News.
Hernandez says scholarship scammers not only get access to bank account information, they also use information from applications with personal identifying information which can be used to identify theft. What better way to learn about history than through a book? The Quapaw Nation partnered with NWA Media to release a publication based on their history, and the launch party was today. The history outlined in the book ends with the nation's 150th powwow, which took place last year. The English translation of the title is The Way We See It.
It's a great celebration. It's an acknowledgement of our past, and it's awesome in the present because we plan on having this to carry on for future generations. And so this book encompasses all of that. It's a book about Quapaw history, Quapaw tradition, focusing on our powwow, focusing on our community, and those ties that bind us as Quapaw people.
The book highlights Quapaw's history and culture from the tribe's own perspective. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly takes her ongoing effort to see the state fully fund special education to Butler County. Kansas hasn't fully funded special education in more than a decade, as set by state law. Sean Lodging has more.
Just outside of El Dorado, the Butler County Special Education Interlocal runs a vocational training program for students with disabilities.
It gives us a purpose to actually be successful and show us what we can do.
Providing job training and life skills.
They might not have a chance to do any at college. They have a chance to do stuff here.
Governor Laura Kelly visiting with students there Thursday. The Interlocal's director says to provide this program and their many other services, it requires state funding and incremental increases in that aid. She adds they've increased the number of students receiving services.
It's about investing in what's important. And in my opinion, people are important. People of all ability levels are important. They all deserve the opportunity to be successful.
Earlier this week, lawmakers moved forward with an education bill with an increase in special education funding. Governor Kelly says she'd prefer if special ed was done separately.
I would like that bill to be taken out of the bill that it's currently in and put into the education budget where it belongs, or in the overall budget where it belongs.
Republican Representative Christy Williams says it's common to tie policies together in a single bill. Most of this bill focuses on creating an education savings account program where public funds could be used for private, home, or other types of non-public schooling for qualifying students.
Establish an account that's equal to base aid in Kansas, which is approximately $5,000.
The bill says the program would be administered by the state's treasurer's office and a new state board would provide oversight.
Kids are experiencing all kinds of challenges today, and therefore each of them needs a different or may succeed in a different learning environment, and that's what this program tries to provide.
Opponents call it a type of school voucher program. The Kansas Association of School Boards, one of the public education groups against the program, say a top concern is that there would be no state oversight if educational needs are met.
As to whether those schools were teaching kids to the standards, whether they were teaching kids at all, whether they were teaching kids with special needs who, have legal mandates and legal rights under federal and state law.
A bit later, how a restaurant in West Virginia is using technology to help serve their customers.
Well, another chilly one for us today, but it's Friday. We're heading into the weekend, so that's always good news. We do have a lot of clouds out there right now. In fact, it's pretty cool. We're sitting upper 30s to lower 40s. Looks good. Indigo sky. Parking lot full. Of course, it's Friday night. All right, we're sitting into the upper 30s in our northern counties. And then once you get to Carthage, 41, Miami, 43 in Anderson. We are pretty much at our overnight low. We'll actually start to rise a bit, so we'll be mid 40s by morning. But also, we get those scattered showers starting to pop up during the morning hours. Right now, we have the clouds kind of sifting through. These are going to thicken as we go through the overnight hours. You can see they're much thicker out across central and western Kansas. There's our next storm system, now pushing into the Rockies. It's going to slide over the Rockies into the Central Plains as we go through the next 24 hours. So let's break down the weekend for you. We'll stop during the morning. Showers popping up, Kansas and Oklahoma. These are light, not a big deal. They intensify a little bit once they move into southwestern Missouri. So on the Missouri side, you may get a little bit more rain, and then they're gone by the noon hour. So by noon, I think most of us, just a random spotty shower, but mainly just mostly cloudy skies. As we go through the afternoon, we get a band of showers, even a few thunderstorms. Some of these could be a little bit stronger, not anticipating anything too strong or severe. These shift right on through, should be out of here by 9 or 10 o'clock. And then it's going to get kind of cool again tomorrow night. We'll drop back mid 30s. As we go into Sunday, cloudy first half of the day, sunshine late in the day, but still chilly. Highs only right around 50 degrees. We should be topping out near 60. As we go into Monday morning, look at the lows, hard freeze all the way down into the mid 20s for overnight lows. All right, so our rain chances spike up in the morning, a little bit down by noon, spike up in the afternoon, and then we'll taper off once we get into tomorrow evening. But overall, rainfall amounts, not that bad. I think most areas, 1/10 of an inch, maybe 2/10 of an inch in spots, but overall, not too bad or not too much in the way of rain. So scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, high 53, high 52 on Sunday, breezy both days, chilly highs because we should be topping out near 60 degrees. Now, By the time we get into Monday, it's a little bit cooler, but we do start to warm things back up. We're well into the 60s on Wednesday. We'll be in the 60s on Thursday. Here comes rain late Thursday, and then Thursday night we may end with snow pushing through the region into Friday morning. So that's our next big system that we will keep our eyes on. All right, 53 tomorrow, 52 on Sunday, 47 on Monday, random shower Tuesday, 60s on Wednesday, and then that next storm system on Thursday and Friday, and we cool right back down again. Overnight lows near 20 by next weekend as well.
I mean, for the most part, that all looks good.
Yeah.
Just a few days of precip, and then...
It's not too bad.
Yeah, not at all. All right, thank you, Doug.
Yep.
Coming up in sports, the Pitt State and Missouri Southern women hit the floor in Minnesota in the first round of the national tournament. Plus, Pitt State baseball opens up a series with MIAA rival Northwest Missouri State. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more after this.
Well, both the Pittsburgh State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions are in action today in the first round of the Division II National Tournament. And the Lions are up first, facing the Augustana Vikings to open the Central Regional in Duluth, Minnesota. The Missouri Southern, the 3 seed in the region, the Vikings are the 6 seed. Down 2 late in the first, Haley Grant scoops up the bad pass, goes coast to coast for the easy lay-in. This game tied up after 1. Now to the second quarter, Amaya Johns gets into the lane and scores 17 points, 11 rebounds for Johns. Lions, though, still down 3 at halftime. They were actually down by as much as 12 in the fourth, but here they come. Down 2, Lacey Stokes and the foul. She makes the free throw, puts Southern up 1. Stokes 28 points tonight. The Vikings go the other way, and they score, but then Caitlin Honeycutt at the line with 5 seconds left knocks down both free throws. Lions back in front by 1. Then it's Lane Skiles on the other end making a play on defense, intercepts the pass, and that is it. Missouri Southern rallies to beat Augustana 75-74. They're headed to round 2 of the national tournament. Now after that one, Pittsburgh State faces MIAA rival Nebraska Kearney in Duluth. This one, it was the Grace Pyle show. Pyle from way downtown for 3. Gorillas have their first lead. Moments later, top of the key, little jab step. Pyle pulls up, drains another 3. And no joke, still in the first. Check out the range from Grace Pyle. Deep 3 for the sophomore. Then final minute of the first, Pyle steals, goes the other way. 16 points in the first quarter alone for Grace Pyle. She finished with 30. Kearney not really in the game after that. In the fourth, Corinna Gerber works and scores in the lane. 15 points, 9 boards for Gerber. Pitt State hammers Nebraska Kearney 74-54 to move on to round 2. So that means, look at this, it's Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern tomorrow night in the regional semifinals. The winner of this one moves on to the Sweet 16. This is the 4th meeting of the season between the two rivals. Pittsburgh State has won 2 of the first 3. Now we have 2 local teams still alive for Kansas High School basketball state championships. On the boys' side, the Galena Bulldogs are in the 3A semifinals after beating Wellsville last night in the first round. Now tonight, Galena on the floor against Marysville, with the winner advancing to the state championship tomorrow night. Now this one goes to overtime, but Galena falls 45-42. They finish the season with a 24-1 overall record. On the girls' 2A bracket, Colgan Panthers trying to get back to the state title game. They face Riverside in the semifinals. Not kidding, another overtime game, exact same score as the Galena game. Panthers see their undefeated season end in the state semifinals, 45-42 in overtime. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas open a 3-game series with Northwest Missouri State this afternoon. Now this series was supposed to be in Maryville, but due to the weather, they're playing in Pittsburgh this weekend. While they're on their home field, the Gorillas are actually the visitors on the scoreboard today. Zach Shoemaker on the mound for Pitt State. Gets the swing and a miss in the first. Then in the second, same thing, Shoemaker. 6 innings today, allows just 2 runs and strikes out 7. The offense gets going in the third. Joe Hamilton up, finds some turf out there and right. Hamilton in for the double. He would get to third and score moments later on a bad pickoff throw. Then runner on third for Nixon Brannon. Hard drive to right. Burns the right fielder out there. Austin Workin scores easily. Gorillas get 4 in the third. They go on to beat Northwest in Game 1 of their series today, 7-3. Missouri Southern baseball also in action today. They beat Central Oklahoma 5-4 to open their series. And check it out, Cole Woods took a no-hitter into the ninth before he gave up a hit in the top of the ninth, but they still won 5-4.
Yeah, absolutely. And what were they, the 5th-ranked team in the country?
Yeah, Central Oklahoma is ranked 5th in the nation, so a good way to start the series against one of the best in the country.
And then as for Pitt and Missouri Southern playing, it's got to be the first time in program history 4 times in one season.
I hate to see it. It's obviously cool, but I hate that only one can move on.
All right, well, best of luck to both. We'll definitely be watching. We're back with more after this. A restaurant in Beckley, West Virginia has some very special and modern help. 2 robotic workers. As Clayton McKenzie reports, the robots are turning heads.
This is not some galaxy far, far away, but Star Wars may have influenced some of the new staff additions here at the Golden Corral in Beckley. This restaurant now features 2 robotic workers.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
These machines are no novelty singing birthday wishes. Their specialty is moving dishes. They take the dishes to the dishwashers, and they can show customers to their table. And, as you heard, they even sing happy birthday. The robots do it without bumping into people.
And they basically serve as get the dishes from the sections to the dish room. And it saves the servers so much time and effort. The other day we had a party of 200 kids. They not only evaded all these children all day long, but they got the whole place cleaned up in record time.
There were initial concerns the robots would take jobs or reduce the other employees' hours. But the restaurant reports there was actually an increase in hours for the dishwashers because of how effective the robots' dish deliveries are. The servers have come to love their mechanized co-workers. They say the robots cut down the amount of walking required, giving them more time to interact with customers and reducing their fatigue at the end of their shift.
They're awesome. They actually help us to save steps and energy throughout the day and give us more time to be with our customers and talk with them.
Beckley is only the 2nd Golden Corral location in this country to add these busboy bots to their team. But Pape says, based on how well this pair performs, he expects other restaurants to follow suit sooner than later.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
If you want to speak to someone in a different language, Google wants to make it easier. Google has been progressing its artificial intelligence technology that's expected to understand 1,000 languages. Last year, the company announced its plan to bring inclusivity to everyone around the world by making it easier to access to top languages. Now, its universal speech model has trained on 12 million hours of speech and 28 billion text in sentences. It's already been used on YouTube with its automatic speech recognition. Looking for help to plan your next vacation? Chatbots may not be the answer just yet. A report by the Wall Street Journal found that ChatGPT and Bing's AI-assisted search engine can help with broad plans such as finding a cheap vacation hotspots, but may provide inaccurate information on specific questions such as hotel amenities. OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, say the public version of the chatbot does not search the internet for answers, meaning it may often lack the more recent information on the topic. Coming up, how 2 brothers are using their social media platforms to support a good cause. 2 Michigan brothers are rising stars on both TikTok and Instagram. They are hoping their nearly 700,000 followers are learning an important lesson along the way. Megan Woods has their story.
Jake and it's
That's back when they did YouTube videos, and now, all grown up, Max might look like your average guy, but he has what Jake likes to call a superpower, autism, and it leads to other powers.
July 24th, 1993. What day of the week is that?
Saturday.
It's a Saturday. And Max, when was Ford Field built?
2002.
So Max has a bunch of different skills because he's a prodigious savant.
Max only uses his superpower for good, including TikTok.
We're really using this as a platform to spread awareness and really share our love and share our story and show families and people all over the world that people with autism really have value.
Their most popular video has 43.9 million views.
He'll sit there and he'll read the comments and watch the videos that we've already filmed for hours and just giggle in his room over and over. And he looks at every single person that comments as his best friend.
600 friends, thousands.
And he's changing what they may think it means to have autism one video at a time.
It feels really good. It feels really good to know that we're actually making such a significant impact in such a short period of time. It's the craziest thing.
And that's our time for tonight, and thank you all so much for joining us. But before you go, we'll leave you with a video of lemurs eating some frozen treats at the Skopje Zoo. Be safe, and we'll do this all again. See you then.